Keir Starmer's hatred of Elon Musk is so deep that British people might be paying for it with their free speech. Let's take a look. The UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer was full of beans to the latest Prime Minister's questions. After a week of kicking X around, he was so excited that he almost showed signs of having a personality.
The actions of Grok and X are disgusting and they're shameful. And frankly, the decision to then turn this into a premium service is horrific. And we're absolutely determined to take action here. We've made it clear that X has to act, and if not, Ofcom has our full backing and will introduce and are introducing legislation. To update the House, I have been informed this morning that X is acting to ensure full compliance with UK law. If so, that is welcome, but we're not going to back down. They must act.
Okay, so let's backtrack a bit before we get into why this is so damaging for free speech. So a few weeks ago, X users started noticing you could ask X's AI chatbot Grok to edit photos however the users wanted. And because some people on the internet are weird, this immediately became sexual. Now, some sick and depraved people asked Grok to sexualize images of women without their consent and even did so for children. Now, this is absolutely gross and should be stopped. There's no questions on that here. But censorship is extremely hard to pull off in a way that doesn't damage a free society. With censorship, it's always vital to ask who is censored, who does the censoring, and how do they do it. So who is being censored? The first interesting part of this for me is that people are immediately putting the moral responsibility on X for the actions of a depraved subsection of its users. It's not the case that Grok is producing these images out of a clear blue sky. Grok is a non-sentient intelligence program that takes instructions from users. Now, to blame Grok, X, or Elon Musk himself for these images is to charge a gun with murder rather than the murderer. Robbie Suave put this well in a debate on The Hill.
There's a little bit of, shifting of responsibility here. Who are the accounts that said, "Hey, Grok, generate me a nude picture of an underage girl"?
Yeah,
is it that person who's? Is it like the platform is the platform? The machine is not conscious. It did not choose to generate these images. You asked it for it, and people are putting like, "Oh my God, look, Grok made me a plan to blow up a building." Well, you asked for it. It's an encyclopedia. It just gives you the information you want. So people are shifting their own personal and moral responsibility to a technology that is not sentient, that doesn't make intelligent decisions. We call it artificial intelligence, but it's just a glorified search engine. That's on you for doing that. So that's where the responsibility should lie, not with the equipment, the technology itself.
A well-rounded intellectual point, but that's not going to appeal to Keir Starmer because it's so much easier saying stuff like this.
Disgraceful. It's disgusting. And it's not to be tolerated. X has got to get a grip of this. And Ofcom have full support to take action in relation to this. This is wrong, it's unlawful, we're not going to tolerate it. I've asked for all options to be on the table. It's disgusting.
It's also interesting who is not being censored. Now, protecting children from sexual images online and protecting them from having their own image sexualized is again a noble goal. So why are we singling out X and not OnlyFans? If we're worried about editing photos without consent, why is a Photoshop program still active where users can do exactly what they're doing on X right now? And if we're worried about protecting kids, why not crack down on Snapchat, which UK police data shows is the app most notorious for child grooming? And that brings us to the second question in censorship. Who is doing the one-day censoring? The UK government is spearheading this. Sure, they could say it's all an independent investigation by Ofcom, but when even the BBC are reporting that the UK government are urging Ofcom to use banning powers, it's clear that the position government wants Ofcom to take. And this government, well, they're no fans of Elon Musk. And Musk has certainly leaned into that. He's constantly posting about the grooming gang scandal. He's close to Tommy Robinson for some reason. And through this battle over Grok, has posted images of Keir Starmer in a bikini, a crime for which I hope he one day pays. But the third question is, if the UK government does decide to censor X, how are they going to do it? Because they have positioned X and Elon Musk as having the moral responsibility on this, they are targeting the whole platform. Now, this would be a sterner response than socially conservative nations such as Indonesia and Malaysia, who have simply just targeted Grok usage. As Nigel Farage says, to ban X would be a massive risk to free speech.
The thought of banning X from a government that's been attacking free speech and creating a two-tier society in our country, frankly, is appalling. Look, this feature clearly is horrible in every way, distasteful, sick. I get all of that. I know that X today have made some changes to say only paying subscribers can use the service. X will need to go further, but the thought of banning platforms, I mean, what is happening in 21st century Britain?
A very fair question. No matter what you think of Elon Musk or X, you cannot deny it is a powerful device for people to hear from a range of views and contribute to political conversations. It is populated by legacy media, by new media, independent voices. It's a place where news is broken, developed, and debated. To get rid of that, the actions of a depraved few, is to restrict free speech for millions. But that is where the UK may find itself soon. Keir Starmer and his government are so blinded by their hatred of Elon Musk and what gets said on X that one of the oldest liberties in the world could be pushed aside in an act of petty revenge. Prime Minister Farage could not come quick enough. That's it for me this week. Remember to like and subscribe to Sky News Australia to stay up to date with not just my videos, but all of the other great commentators we have here at Sky.